Hello, YouTube family. Auntie is here, and the hair is just it's like I went to somewhere and just like blew it up. Big hair, curls, and scoop. I'm Patty Jackson. I'm your auntie of pop culture. It's not cute not knowing. Let's get it. It's time to know y'all, and I'm so glad that you are here. Fatman Scoop. How did the popular rapper and hype man died? When we got the news a few weeks ago, everyone was shocked because the tape went viral of him collapsing on stage. Fatman Scoop was 53 years old, and according to the autopsy, there was a lot of plaque built up around the heart, a hardening of the arteries. This is why men, when you don't feel right, you got to say something because it just doesn't happen overnight. It's got to be a buildup for all of those arteries to just get clogged. They say he suffered from hypertensive heart disease, which is people battling high blood pressure for a long time and never getting treated. This is very serious. 53 is still young. You have to listen to signals that your body sends you. Now, I know a lot of people, a lot of men, they don't want to take that blood pressure medicine because it messes with what's going on down there. But you have to think of an alternative. If you don't want to take the medicine, what can you do to change your lifestyle so that you don't have to get it? Sometimes high blood pressure can be uncontrollable and you've got to do some things to get it down. But when you think about it, Fatman Scoop was way, way too young to pass away. Cat Glover has died. She was a dancer for Prince for many years. She was 60 years old. Don't invite Issa Rae and Amanda Seales to the same party. Don't sit them next to each other. Amanda Seales was part of Issa Rae's highly successful HBO show Insecure. But I noticed as the seasons went on, her role was less and less. And I started putting two and two together. I said she was getting on Issa's nerves, and Issa was like, we're not doing this. You've been around somebody and they get on your nerves real bad. They just be stomping on your nerves. And you're like, wait a minute, we're not doing this. We are not going to do this. Issa's like, don't put us in the same room. Her quote was, don't put me in the room with someone who goes on the Club Shay Shay and talk about me. They will never, ever work together again. And sometimes people get in their own way. Puffy, Diddy's children have released a statement saying, don't give in to the negative press about our parents. At this point, these kids have been traumatized, and I don't think they know anything else but to defend their father and to lose their mother. It's very tricky. Albie Shore has spoken on his son Quincy, who is basically raised by Puffy. He's trying to, reestablish a relationship with his son, but he fears that his son is way too influenced by Puffy and that control over his life, and that's why he can't seem to break away. But the kids have asked, do not give into the negative press about their parents. There is a Netflix documentary on Diddy coming, and 50 Cent is going to be the one to produce it. And an interesting take with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. Well, how are they tied to it? Jennifer Lopez dated Diddy for about 3 years, and he taped everything. And they said that Ben saw one of the tapes with Jennifer on it when she was with Puffy. Somebody who wants to tape everything, that's like a whole nother kind of sickness that you have to tape anything. And you do know people want to treat you differently if they see you in another light. They think you're only supposed to be that way with me. And they're saying that this could be one of the key components on why they broke up and why they're not getting back together. Here's some auntie advice. And I got this from Chris Rock. And I once told it to Bobby Brown. When people want to do the tell me everything, hell no. I'm 60. I ain't talking about nothing that happened in the 80s. I act like the 80s didn't exist. The 80s, good movies, good music. We ain't talking about nothing else. There's no need to do the cleansing and telling everybody, because some people, they will use it against you. You have an argument. They want to use it against you. You just shut up. Chris Rock, one of his most famous jokes was, you only tell them about 4. Of course, you got to admit who you had a baby by. Only 4. And he says, you never tell them you slept with Bobby Brown. Now, I'm going to tell you why I thought that joke was funny. I knew people that slept with Bobby Brown, so I was like, and one time I interviewed Bobby and I said, Bob, you ever hear about the Chris Rock joke? And he thought it was funny because he was, out here with the groupies and everything. But all that true confession stuff, nope, do not do it. I got info on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Awards. The 39th Annual Rock Hall of Fame is Saturday, October 19th. You can check it out on Disney+. There will be a version on New Year's Eve on ABC. For those who say, I have Disney+. New Year's Day, they'll be featuring it. Who's getting into the Hall of Fame? Mary J. Blige, Cher, Dave Matthews Band, Tribe Called Quest, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, Kool and the Gang, Ozzy Osbourne, Dionne Warwick. Some of the performers that night include Dionne Warwick, Mary J. Blige, Dave Matthews Band, Kool and the Gang. I'm hoping that it'll be with James J.T. Taylor, because I like beat around the bush. I interviewed Robert Cool Bell, and he is the founder of the group. But, there's 2 different groups. There's the 70s funk, kind of like funk, jazz, when you think of Open Sesame, the funk with funky stuff. Then the 80s with Celebrate, Ladies Night, and all those great 80s hits. So it's kind of like it was 2 groups, but it was a bad breakup between Kool and James J.T. Taylor. This is what I hope. They're getting inducted because you can't exclude James J.T. Taylor. I hope they perform together. I hope there's some kind of performance. But some of the people that will be either presenting or performing include The Roots, Busta Rhymes, Chuck D, Dr. Dre, Method Man, Lucky Day, to name a few. I hear Keith Urban. So there's going to be tons of music. But I'm wondering why, like, Mary's performing. Because I don't think there's anybody out there that could do Mary's work. Dionne Warwick, she's doing her own stuff. It just shows you how the business has changed. Like when Jay-Z got inducted, there was nobody that could really do Jay-Z, and they had like this video compilation. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to keep you informed. Jimmy Buffett's getting inducted for musical accomplishments. Norman Whitfield, longtime writer. Okay, look at me. You know what? I hit something. Norman Whitfield was a longtime writer of The Temptations. Papa was a Rolling Stone. He's getting inducted. So there's a lot of greats. Big Mama Thornton, she was the one who did You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog before Elvis. So there's some great music people who are getting inducted. You can see I'm like all excited. I'm preparing myself with the music historian I plan to be years later. I appreciate you guys so much, and thanks a lot for hanging out with your auntie. Pay attention to that auntie advice. There's no need to do the true confession. Tell me. No, I'm telling you nothing. I'm 60. I'm not telling you nothing that happened in the 80s. Never give a person a stick to beat you over the head with. Think about that. The notification bell. When you have it on, you're going to know we're here with a video. Leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel because it is growing, and I'm ever so grateful. Thanks for joining me. I'm Patty Jackson. I am your auntie of pop culture.